Now, from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather tonight. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, heading right on in now to our Tuesday evening. Lots of important information to pass along because I tell you what, the newest data coming in as we went through the afternoon is now beginning to back up this line of storms we've been talking about throughout the day that maybe looked like it was going to fire just to the southeast of the Metroplex. And I'm going to show you the newest data. I think around 3 a.m. in the morning, we are going to have storms forming along a cold front in the Metroplex. And again, some severe weather will be possible. So important information on this. And then also after a fairly warm stretch of weather, I'm talking about some cooler temperatures beginning in earnest tomorrow. What exactly is going on with that? I'll catch up on that as well. But again, at least for your Tuesday evening, no cool weather here. In fact, we're talking about temperatures easing from the 80s into the 70s. I'm going to put a 20% probability on through the evening. Could we bubble up a stray shower or thunderstorm through the evening? It's not impossible. But again, most of you folks out there will remain dry. So the dry line did not make a lot of forward progress through the day into our western counties. And because of that, the humidity hung very thick today. The cloud cover hung very thick today. And temperatures did not move as much as anticipated, right? I was thinking maybe some mid 80s around the area, and the cloud cover really held us down. In fact, DFW right around 81, 82 again for a daytime high a little earlier today. So radar heading into the evening, it's still fairly quiet. We've had a few showers down in Anderson and Henderson County, down around Athens and the Palestine area. The black line, this is the dry line. Of course, if you remember yesterday, it did make it almost all the way to the 35 corridor. Really mixed out a lot of the humidity. That's why temperatures yesterday jumped up into the mid 90s. Today, we did not anticipate it to get that far, but I thought it would make it into our western counties, again, helping to kind of jump our temperatures up into the mid 80s throughout the afternoon. But again, because it held out to our west, simply put, we've just been inundated with moisture. Looking at dew points here, again, you can see dew points in the 60s and the 70s across North Texas. Meanwhile, you go out to Childress, Texas, that is a current dew point number of 6. +6 out in Childress. So again, the temperature contrast here is just absolutely incredible with that dry line. Very sharp dry line. If we wouldn't have a strong cap in place, a limiting factor, we may have seen thunderstorms develop along the front, along the dry line as we went through the late afternoon. But as it turns out, as a big storm system to our north, big deep storm trough pulls out into the Great Plains, that's going to push a cold front down into the area. And again, still the current thinking is that cold front will light up with some rain and storms, but again, in the wee hours of the morning. We'll catch you up on that again coming up. But the overall severe weather threat, it hasn't changed. And this map, it's maybe a little misleading, right? As we go through the evening, anywhere in the red, we could bubble up a storm that could be severe with hail, right? But truly, the severe threat as we get into the wee hours of the morning around 3 a.m., beginning around 3 a.m., it's truly from right about the Metroplex, locations to the south and also to the southeast. I'll show you this on the model coming up. Again, if you live to the north, again, really north of Denton County up towards the Red River Valley, unless you really see something this evening, most likely your overall severe weather threat is going to be pretty limited. Tornado threat here, it's not zero, but again, we do have a very minimal tornado zone. And again, the concern with that would be if we get a line of storms, a brief spin up along the line cannot be ruled out. But again, the real organized tornadic activity, the way it looks right now, is going to stay up in the Arklatex, where they may have a real deal opportunity of some tornadic activity up there. Okay, here's the model. Number one, watch our northwestern counties as I take you through the evening. There it is. Again, maybe a storm forms along the dry line, probably not, right? But as we go through the rest of the evening, relatively dry around the area, overnight relatively dry, but watch 4 a.m. in the morning. Here we go. Here comes the cold front. And again, scattered storms develop along the front. And then you can see from 4 a.m. to about 7 a.m. in the morning, those will move through the Metroplex. Then as we go through the morning through about 9 a.m., that activity will be exiting our southeastern county. So it's a narrow window of time, but we do have the opportunity of rain and storms. Again, you can see the front moving in, 50s behind it for overnight lows, increasing rain and storm probabilities there. And then even as we go through tomorrow, Wednesday, it will be cooler with daytime highs only in the 60s tomorrow. There's that ending rain and storm chance as we go through the morning. And then as we get into your Wednesday night, temperatures back down into the 40s. So compared to the last several nights, definitely we'll call it chillier. And then as we get into Thursday, wide ranging temperatures, more clouds down to the south with temperatures in the 60s going to the 70s in our northern counties. So here's at least the cool down over the next couple of days. Another opportunity of some rain and storms possibly this upcoming Friday and Saturday.